There's so many different ways to attack. That like button. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of MavAttack. We're gonna talk about Rainbow Six Siege, the beta, my impressions. I'm not here to damage control for Ubisoft. I'm not here to do any of that stuff. I'm here to talk about my experience and just my impressions of the game, of the beta, and if it's really that bad of a game. So the gameplay, in my opinion, right? This gameplay is so fun. It's so much fun. When you choose to be active, when you choose to speak to your teammates, when you choose to understand the game, take your time to learn, because there is a very, very, very drastic learning curve. And once you take the time to learn, the gameplay can get really, really complex in a special way. And the reason behind this is because there are different operators you can play as in the game. So, for example, I explained on my previous gameplay video that there is a specialist that can put down barbed wire on the ground, which slows opponents. He also has a special ability where he can plant a battery on the ground and attach it to the wire so it electrifies the wire. Okay, that's a tactic, so if enemies walk into it, they get hurt, and you hear it. And you hear it, because they're like, it's hilarious. So, there's a counter to that. There's somebody that can use a drone to turn off electronics. Boom. And that right there makes the game complex, because you want people on your squad that have certain things that counter other things, but then the things that get countered should also be able to get countered. There's a lot to think about. So the gameplay, I think, in my opinion, is really solid. I'm playing on PC, keyboard and mouse. Everything feels smooth. Shooting feels smooth. You ADS slow, but again, it's a Rainbow Six game, which we'll talk about later on. I really like the slow pace of the game. It's not arcadey, it's not a Call of Duty game, it's not Battlefield. We're not out here running and fucking gunning, respawning and respawning. It's a Rainbow Six game. If you have not played a Rainbow Six game, it is a slow paced tactical shooter, and that's pretty much what they've always been. So a typical game kind of goes like this. Before a round starts, you get a good minute of prep work. So if you're attacking, you get a drone, which you can send it to the house, and you and your teammates have to locate the bomb while also giving intel on where the enemies are setting up barricades, you know, where certain things are going. So the first minute is really figuring out who you guys want to play as, where you guys want to spawn in as a team, and then of course finding out where the bomb is and your plan of attack on where the bomb is. So there's a map of the house. If the bomb is on the second floor of the house, you can actually say, you know, do we want to go in from the first floor up? Do we want to go up to the roof and breach the windows to get inside of the second floor instead of going from the basement up or the first floor up? There's so many different ways to attack. That like button. So gunplay is nice, and I'm going to talk about my gripes in a little bit. Gunplay is nice. There's assault rifles, submachine guns, and, you know, shotguns. Those are the basic close quarter combat type of guns. There's really no sniper rifles, nothing like that. You know, there are semi-automatic carbines that you can use, you know, like you got sidearms, pistols, revolvers, riot shields, which we'll talk about later, because there's a lot of freaking problems we're having with the freaking riot shields. But aside from that, I really like the gameplay. The gameplay is really fun to me because of, you know, the team combat, being able to sync up what you want to do with your friends. I've really been looking forward to having a tactical first-person shooter. Now, the game is limited. You know, actually, we're going to move into the gripes now, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm frustrated with, a lot of stuff they need to work on. Now, the beta, it is a beta, by the way. We'll talk about that too. It's a beta right now. It's a server stress test beta, which means they're trying to test out matchmaking. They're trying to fix matchmaking. They're learning what's going on, what's happening, you know, while people are trying to connect to parties, getting games, whatever. It is in beta, and it has a few more months until the game releases. December 1st is when the game releases. And when I'm recording this video, it is September 28th. Not a whole lot of time, but it's still, you know, a few months. Need to fix the matchmaking. Matchmaking needs to be fixed. There's no reason why I should get in a party with my friend and we sit and wait for a game for 20 minutes. 20 minutes is tops. 20 minutes is tops. I've never waited longer than that. Now, this is my PC experience. Haven't played on PlayStation 4. PC only. You go cook up some food. I can sit on the toilet with my burrito. I can munch up, come back. Game isn't still started. Record a YouTube video. It's bad. It's really bad. Another really big issue I have are the riot shields. The riot shields are so OP. And there is a development diary kind of thing that they did while they were on the road. They announced that there are going to be private matches, and you can customize night and day, game mode, round length, game length. So private matches, you know that's going to be in a game. All that's going to be in a game. But there's a development diary that said, you know, riot shields, we tailored them to where, you know, you get more vulnerable when you ADS. So ADS is aiming down the sight. So say I'm chilling behind a riot shield, you know what I'm saying? Riot shield up, got my gun like this. I have to blind fire my pistol. I can't have accuracy. I have to blind fire the pistol. My problem is, when you're blind firing the pistol, especially if you have a laser sight on your pistol, the accuracy is ridiculous. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if you aim down the sights or not. Bust a couple shots behind the shield and you're killing people. It's so freaking overpowered and cheap. There's a few other things like the cluster grenades that you smack on a wall. Those seem to kind of be cheap, and I don't think there's anything to counter that right now. I know there is one thing where you put a device down, and if somebody throws a grenade in a room, it destroys the grenade, but I don't know if that works with cluster charges or not. I also had a big problem with the before game round time, so the prep time is just a little too long for my taste. I would like it to be, you know, it is currently at about a minute between picking your character, picking your spawn point, and then going in with your drone. It's about a minute. But if they drop this down to like maybe 30 seconds or so, give you a chance to get in the building and everything, but kind of like make you speed up who you want to play as. Counter-Strike is a great example of this. Counter-Strike, you get, what is it, 15, 20 seconds maybe before the round starts, and that is plenty of time to be like, all right, where do you guys want to go? We want to do a slow push to B? All right, we'll do a slow push to B. You want to op mid? All right, you're going to op mid. But I also think they should add more rounds to the game. It's best out of 3 or best out of 4. I always fuck this up. 4 rounds. If you win 3 rounds, you win the game. If you win 2, they win 2, you go into tiebreaker. I think it needs more rounds. I really honestly do feel like it needs more rounds because it takes a little bit more time to get into the game that you actually spend playing the game, which is my frustration because I love playing the freaking game. I'm addicted to playing the game. The only problem is I want to play the game, and I spend too much time waiting to play the game. Tactical shooters, it seems, in my opinion at least, it seems like tactical shooters spend a lot of time outside of game. I need to get more, get us in the game. Get us in the game and playing. But aside from that, you know, graphics, who really cares about graphics nowadays? 2015. If you care about graphics, get out of my face, man. Will it be worth $60? I'm gonna say no, just from what I've seen. The game's not even gonna have a single player, which a lot of people, that entices a lot of people, because some people can't pay for online. They don't want to play online. It's probably too early to just go outright and say, you know, is this worth getting or don't get it? I can't say that because it's still early. We still have 2 months for release. It's still beta. They're still working, and they're working their asses off, by the way. They are listening to the community. If you go onto the forums, they are paying attention. Just from what I'm seeing, they need more game modes. They need more maps, bigger maps maybe. You know, because some of the maps are really tiny, some of the maps are really compressed and really small, and sometimes are one-sided. Like, there are certain maps that are very attacker-sided. This doesn't mean that you can't develop a awesome team and just take everybody the fuck out. You have to have a lot of tactics, a lot of skill behind that, but I think just for general, more casual players, it is very one-sided. I probably wouldn't feel 100% okay in the state that it's in, and remember, we're in beta right now. Could change, but in the state that it's in, I couldn't warrant $60 right now. For my personal opinion, not saying you guys, I couldn't say I would spend $60 on it right now. I game share with my boy Prodigy. We will be paying $30 for it regardless. So I'm gonna be happy with how I'm gonna get the game regardless, you know what I'm saying? And I know, of course, it's the beta. I keep saying it's the beta. Not everything is going to be in the beta. Y'all gotta understand that. Clan support, private matches aren't going to be in the beta. They don't even show you operator videos, couple game modes, terrorist hunt. So we're seeing on a basic level of what it's going to be. So they need to add more. Once they add more, you know what I'm saying, full game comes around, then we'll consider it. You know, of course you will see it on the channel. You will see a review of the game. So I will inform you guys. I will let you know. So those are my thoughts on Rainbow Six Siege. Very nostalgic. Reminds me of the older Rainbow Six games. Slower paced, more slower paced. But, you know, it's not a run and gun game. It's not an arcade shooter. This is one of those games that, you know, you're going to take your time, methodical. Let's think about how we're going in before we go in. It's got problems, got a lot of problems, but it doesn't seem like it's too far out of their range to work on these things. The game on a base level is fun. It needs a lot of work. You know, hopefully they can get their act together. They can make the changes that they need to make, especially with the matchmaking before December 1st. But thank you guys all so much for watching this episode of MavAttack. I want your opinions of Rainbow Six down below in the description. Let's chat, let's talk. If you have not played the game, be sure to ask questions, and I definitely want your opinions on not even Rainbow Six Siege, but just first-person shooters to begin with. Do you think first-person shooters should stay more on the arcadey spectrum to kind of tailor to people with smaller attention spans? You know, people that just need bang, 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 bang. Or do you think there's still a market for slower methodical shooters? What kind of shooters do you guys prefer? And if these are possible, if these can exist, please let me know in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed this episode of MavAttack, attack that like button. As always, I really do appreciate every single one of you guys in the Mav movement. You guys are so freaking... All you Mav stay rad, and all you see Mav stay fab, and I'll see you guys all on that next episode of MavAttack. MavAttack? That sounds... Motherfucker!
All right, if I'm 100, if you want me to be 100%, I had a professor who was from Sierra Leone that legitimately. Hello, my name is Dr. Smith. I am from Duluth, Georgia, and I love. Like, first of all, he was obsessed with hamburgers, especially from Burger King. Oh, you wanna go get some hamburgers? Hamburgers. Oh, they're so delicious. American, they're hamburgers. But I'm from Duluth, Georgia. You may have difficulty understanding my accent, but do not let that stop you from learning mathematics. And then like, you sit up there and be like, all right, so how did this mathematical step go to the next step? I told you not to get caught up on my accent. Pay attention. All right, so you go from this to this. I understand it. My accent can be difficult. Motherfucker, we understand you. It's the math we don't get.